So I'm good.
Good. Have you
Good.
got a good week?
Mhm.
Yes. Busy, Fazliana?
As usual,
As
busy
usual.
with
And the
with
children too, right?
work.
Yeah. So something interesting happened to me last week. I was down with COVID. Actually, I'm still in my quarantine. Tomorrow would be my final day of quarantine. So, after 2.5 years being able to dodge and avoid COVID, suddenly it caught up to me. So yeah, I was down with COVID for the first time last week. And when it happened, I thought it was just the viral fever until I took the test and like, oh my God. So anyone else here have not gotten COVID? Anyone else still clean? COVID has not come near you yet. Anyone else not infected with COVID yet?
Same like me until yesterday.
Until yesterday. So you're done with
Yeah,
COVID right now, is it, Shaira?
right now.
Oh my. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're okay to join the class. Symptoms
Yeah,
are okay.
the symptom cough, batuk-batuk, demam
Okay. And
on off.
fever on off. Yeah, yeah. Similar to me. I had I was coughing and then I had a slight fever. But Alhamdulillah, the symptoms were not so severe. But yeah, who would have thought? But I think because right now it's sort of like coming back in circle. We're getting more COVID cases being reported. So I urge everyone to be careful, yeah? Don't put your guards down yet. So what happened to me, I think because I got a bit too I took COVID for granted. I felt as if COVID was no more. And then it hit you. So you see, when you least expect it, it will hit you. Right. So enough about COVID. Now let's begin with our class for tonight, inshallah. Okay. So can you see my screen, everybody?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, as mentioned, we are going to talk about pictures tonight. We're going to talk about images and pictures. Why pictures are said to be worth 1,000 words. Okay, let me just share the screen. Okay, so this is also a common proverb in English. We always hear people saying a picture is worth 1,000 words. Anyone can share what that means? What does it mean to, for pictures to be worth 1,000 words? Anyone care to share what it means? Picture is worth 1,000 words. What do you think that means?
The picture tell us a story.
Yes. So when you're looking at a picture, you can come up with thousands of different stories. The one taking the picture may know the only one story, but we as the observer, we can come up with so many other interpretation of that story. That's why it's called a picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay. So tonight, what will be? Yes, Fazliana, would you like to add something?
No, teacher.
No, okay. So we'll look at the our lesson objectives for tonight. We aim to extend our vocabulary relating to images. So one of the best ways to improve your English is through visual representation. So if you are a visual learner, I am a visual learner. Whenever I look at pictures or I look at images, many things would come to my mind. I am able to, what do you call it, to produce words and sentences by looking at images. So one of the best ways for you to improve your English, specifically your vocabulary, is to learn through pictures. By looking at pictures, you learn the vocabulary. Okay, so inshallah we'll be doing that. And then we are also going to learn to use the right tenses. So in the previous weeks we've looked at past tense. Tonight we'll be looking at past tense and using present tense and when we are going to use them based on pictures. And then we are going to listen for details. There's going to be a listening activity tonight. And once you've listened for the details, you are going to do a sentence completion task. based on pictures again. And finally, inshallah, if we've got time, we will go and describe photos using our five senses. So, what are the five senses? We'll talk about that later in the lesson. Okay. So, for lesson objectives, they are actually very simple objectives, and we hope to achieve all four by tonight. Okay. So, first activity is a listening activity. So, what you are going to do is, okay, I'm going to get someone to read for me lah. Can I get Faiz to read for me, Faiz? Can you read the instruction?
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah.
Which one should I read?
Okay, can you first read the one in purple and then continue with the one in yellow?
Okay, sure.
Mm.
Shall I begin first?
Yes, you should.
You are going to listen to somebody describing a photo that they have taken.
Mm.
As you listen, try to imagine what the photo looks like. Please pay attention to vocabulary used to describe the image,
Mm.
the tenses used by the speakers.
Okay, all right. So let's listen to the audio and again, pay attention to the vocabulary used as well as the tenses used, okay? Right, so your first activity, you can also refer to the slides that I have shared on WhatsApp. You are going to fill in the blanks as you listen to the audio. Okay, I'll be playing the audio twice. All right, ready? So I'm going to begin here. Cannot see.
Okay, as you can probably guess, this photograph was taken in Rome. I took it about 3 years ago, I think, outside the Colosseum, which is probably one of Rome's most famous and familiar Roman ruins. And if you've been to Rome, you probably remember the human statues or street actors that are outside the Colosseum, where all the tourists are. Normally, these actors are dressed up as Roman legionnaires.
Legionnaires?
Yes, you know, typical Roman soldiers. Roman soldiers or gladiators. You know what gladiators were, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the tourists pay money to have their photographs taken with them, with the gladiators and Roman soldiers. Typically, they pose, you know, the Roman legionnaire attacks the tourist with a Roman sword, or the tourist fights with the gladiator, or something like that. Anyway, personally, I don't like photographs of myself, you know. I just don't like being in photos, whether I'm on holiday or not. But I like taking photos. I prefer to be the photographer. And so I decided to take a quick photograph of this Roman legionnaire when he wasn't looking. He was having a break, I think, and he was buying an ice cream from an ice cream van. There are a lot of these vans selling drinks and ice creams and things near the Colosseum. And when I take photographs, I usually like them to include some kind of contrast. Like, for example, I don't know, a colour contrast, or a contrast between in architecture. And obviously the contrast here was about time, past and present, ancient Rome and modern Rome, or Roman Italy and modern Italy. You know, Romans and ice cream, because ice cream didn't exist in Roman times, did it?
Ice cream? Ooh, I don't know. No, I don't know.
Well, anyway, I like photographs with a story too. So the suitcases that you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, well, they make me think about whose suitcases they are and what's in them. You know, are they the Roman legionnaires or not? I never knew the answer to that question. I don't know if they belong to the man buying the ice cream or not. Anyway, that's more or less the story behind my photograph.
Okay, so Do you manage to get all the blanks from number 1 until number 8?
No.
Okay, don't worry. I'm going to replay the audio. So the second time I'm going to replay, I want you to imagine as this person describes the photo that he had taken. So this person, this man who is speaking, he just came back from a holiday in Rome, Italy. So he was describing a photo that he took while he was on holiday. As you listen, try to imagine what the photo looks like and fill in the blanks as well. Because after this, after we discuss the blanks, we are going to guess out of 3 photos which one would be the photo taken by the man. Okay, so I'm going to play again so you can fill in the blanks. And as you listen, listen to the pronunciation, listen to the tenses, and also imagine what the photo would look like. All right, second time. Okay.
Okay, as you can probably guess, this photograph was taken in Rome. I took it about 3 years ago, I think, outside the Colosseum, which is probably one of Rome's most famous and familiar Roman ruins. And if you've been to Rome, you probably remember the human statues or street actors that are outside the Colosseum, where all the tourists are. Normally, these actors are dressed up as Roman legionnaires.
Legionnaires?
Yes, you know, typical Roman soldiers or gladiators. You know what gladiators were, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And the tourists pay money to have their photographs taken with them, with the gladiators and Roman soldiers. Typically, they pose, you know, the Roman legionnaire attacks the tourist with a Roman sword, or the tourist fights with the gladiator, or something like that. Anyway, personally, I don't like photographs of myself, you know. I just don't like being in photos, whether I'm on holiday or not. But I like taking photos. I prefer to be the photographer. And so I decided to take a quick photograph of this Roman legionnaire when he wasn't looking. He was having a break, I think, and he was buying an ice cream from an ice cream van. There are a lot of these vans selling drinks and ice creams and things near the Colosseum. And when I take photographs, I usually like them to include some kind of contrast. Like, for example, oh, I don't know, a color contrast or a contrast between in architecture. And obviously, the contrast here was about time, past and present, ancient Rome and modern Rome, or Roman Italy and modern Italy. You know, Romans and ice cream, because ice cream didn't exist in Roman times, did it?
Ice cream? Ooh, I don't know. No, I don't know.
Well, anyway, I like photographs with a story too. So the suitcases that you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, well, they make me think about whose suitcases they are and what's in them. You know, are they the Roman legionnaires or not? I never knew the answer to that question. I don't know if they belong to the man buying the ice cream or not. Anyway, that's more or less the story behind my photograph.
Okay. So let us discuss the blanks. Who would like to try number 1?
Hi, it's a character.
Okay, yes, sure. Mr. Sharo, go.
As you can probably guess, this photo was taken in Rome.
Yes, correct. Was taken. Okay, so this is past tense. Was taken. Okay, what about number 2? Who would like to try number 2? Okay, Mr. Zaharuddin, you raised your hand. Sure. You can go with number 2, Mr. Zaharuddin.
teacher, try.
Sure.
Can I try?
Yeah, yes, please.
I took it about 3 years ago.
Uh-huh.
3 years ago. I think outside the Colosseum.
Yes, outside the Colosseum. Okay. Right. Who would like to try number 3?
I think I want to try number 3.
Sure, Faziana. Go for it.
Typically they post, the Roman legionnaire,
Legionnaire.
legionnaire
Yes.
attacks the tourists with a Roman sword.
Yes, attacks with an S. Okay. Why is this with an S? Attacks the tourists.
Because the tourist is only one, so
Mhm. And also a Roman legionnaire is also one, kan? Only
yeah.
one Roman legionnaire. And this is a fact, a fakta, like what the Roman legionnaire would do every time people take photo with them. So they pose as if they attack or he or she attacks the tourists. Okay, thank you, Fazliana. Number 4. Anyone would like to try number 4?
Can I try?
Yes, who is that? Is that Hidayah?
Howard.
Howard, yes, Howard. Go for it, Howard.
Personally, I don't like photograph of myself. You know,
Yes, so personally, I do not like photograph of myself, correct? Myself, is it one word or two word?
to word.
Two word, are you sure?
One
It's
word.
one word,
One word.
yes. One common mistake, yeah, because Malaysian learners, we like to spell myself with two words, but it's actually one word only. Okay, number 5. Who would like to have a go at number 5?
I'm Rosita.
Okay, yes, Rosita, go for it.
So I decided to take a quick photo of this Roman legionnaire when he wasn't looking.
When he wasn't looking, yes, correct. So this is in past tense. Why? Rosita, why is this in past tense?
Already happened.
Already happened, yes. Okay, let's go with number 6. Who would like to try with number 6? Anyone else who have not had the chance to speak? Or everyone has got a chance?
Me. Can I?
Okay, yes, Shaira.
Okay, number 6. He was taking a break, I think, and he was buying an ice cream.
Yes, he was taking a break, I think, and he was buying an ice cream. All right, what about number 7?
Okay, I continue with number 7.
Yes, Hidayah.
Okay, when I take photographs, I
Mhm.
usually like them to include some kind of contrast.
Contrast. How do you spell contrast?
Contrasts.
Yes. So what? Again, Hidayah, how do you spell contrast?
Contrasts.
Okay, CON is correct. TRAST.
Oh, okay.
Contrast with a T. Okay, some kind of contrast. What does contrast mean? Anybody? What is the meaning of contrast?
Something
like
like
Like you know,
adjustment of light.
yes, like day and night, good and bad, black and white. So contrast. They are the opposite. So that's the meaning of it. They are the opposite, but they complement each other. So that is the meaning of contrast. Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, number 8.
Can I try, teacher?
Yes, Faiz.
So the suitcases that you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, well, they make me think about whose suitcases they are.
Yeah, so left hand corner. Left hand meaning, what is the meaning of left hand?
The one situated at the left.
Yeah, on
left-hand
the
corner.
left hand side, meaning?
Left-hand side.
Di sebelah kiri.
Kiri.
So if it's on your right, you will say right hand side.
Right-hand side.
Okay, all right. So now let's have a look at the picture and we'll try to guess which one is the photo that was taken by this man. Okay, so basically in this explanation, you can see that the man who was explaining it, he had used a mixture of present and past tense. Why do you think that is? Why did he use a mixture of present and past tense? So we know past tense because this was a trip that had happened. So he was telling a story about something that had happened, but he also used some present tense. Why? For example, number 3. Number 3 is in present tense. Number 4 is in present tense. So why is there the use of present tense when this is something that has happened in the past?
Because the guy
Mhm.
was no, I mean, is talking
The guy is talking, yeah, okay. Faiz, and
is
then?
while at the same time he was
Mhm.
talking about the past.
Yeah, so
Uh,
when he's talking, he
uh,
was talking about the past.
when he was
But
talking about the past, and then
yeah, and then number 3
at
and
the
number 4,
and then
what?
at the same time he
Uh-huh.
tells about a
He
current
talk,
situation that is happening,
yeah, he
isn't it?
talks about current situation and also something that is a fact that would not change.
Yes, the
Ah,
fact, yeah, I
the
forgot to
fact,
mention
yes.
fact.
So basically, dari dulu sampai sekarang, he doesn't like taking photographs. So that's why he doesn't use the past, because this is a fact. And then this one, dari dulu sampai sekarang, the Roman legionnaire, every time they see tourists, they would pretend to attack the tourists. So again, another fact. Therefore, everything that is factual will always remain in the present tense. Okay, right now let's go and see the pictures. All right, so next slide, we are going to guess which picture is it that this man is talking about. Okay, so which one do you think is the photo that he took? Is it picture number 1, picture number 2, or picture number 3?
In the
Rem-
middle.
Picture number
In
one,
the
teacher.
I
picture
think
number 1. Okay,
I
someone said
think
number 1. A
I
few,
think it's the middle one,
the
the
middle
second one.
one. Okay, we've got
Number
one.
2.
Number 2, yes. Mr. Zaharuddin, what do you think?
In number one.
Number 1. Okay, we've got a few number 1, a few number 2, but the answer is actually number 2. Okay, number 2. Why?
Because
Because I have the ice cream.
he stated that he taken
Yes.
a photo
Uh-huh.
um during the guy wasn't looking at him,
Yes, yes. And he
and
was on a
after
break, remember? He mentioned that the Roman legionnaire was on a break and he was buying ice cream. Plus, in the photo, he mentioned that there was a suitcase
in the left.
in the photo. So the middle one is the picture. Okay, all right. Okay, so now let's go to the next activity. You've seen how a person describes a photo. Now it's your turn to describe a photo. Okay, did everyone manage to find a photo of their own? A photo that they like, their personal photo? You are going to share after this with your group mates your photo of choice, and you are going to describe the photo. But don't worry, let's do this together first. So this is a photo that I took during my trip to Hanoi, Vietnam. This was back in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. So you can start describing your photo by talking about the location. Where was this photo taken? So here I can say this photo was taken when I was on a trip to Hanoi, Vietnam in 2017. I took it not long ago at a halal restaurant in Hanoi. I decided to take it because it was the first halal restaurant that we found after cruising the streets for hours. So here's the reason, yeah, I've given. Why have I decided to take this photo of all this scrumptious food? Because it was the first halal restaurant we found after cruising the streets for hours. And here you can talk about the subject. What else is in the photo? So here, I would talk about the hand. This is my friend's hand, my trip partner. It was there because I told her to put her hand in the photo as it was trendy. Many people like to take food photos with their hands in the picture. All right, so here I've described my friend's hand. Okay, here you can talk about what else is in the photo. So I would say there is a sunny side up egg at the right hand corner of the picture because it is my favorite dish of all time. Okay, and then here you are giving a reflection of what you feel when you take photo. So I can say when I take photographs, I feel nostalgic because I know I am making memories. It makes me think about all the other places I have been to all this while. Okay, so here's an example. Here's my one of my personal collection of travel photos, and I've used all this. What do you call it? I've used all these prompts to describe my photo. So using the same prompt right now, I'm going to put you into groups of 3 people, and you are going to show your photos and describe your photos to your friends. Can we do that, everyone?
Teacher,
Yeah,
I need to ask you something.
yeah, sure, Faiz.
How about the photo is about myself? Can or not?
Can. Up to you. Yourself boleh. If you've been to if there is a place that is always close to your heart, you want to show that place. If it's a photo of someone else, someone important to you, pun boleh, as long as you follow these prompts. Ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sentence starters to help you describe and explain your photo. Okay, so it can be a picture of anything. It can be a place, it can be food, it can be a person, it can be a pet, or just anything that you like. Can we do that, everyone?
Teacher,
Yeah.
honestly speaking,
Mm-hmm.
if I want to speak about my own photo,
Mm-hmm.
then it will be awkward I took it myself because actually when I didn't took it.
How,
No,
what do you mean?
when
What do you mean,
actually
Faiz?
let's say I want to describe about photo of myself,
Mm-hmm.
but actually
Mm-hmm.
the photo itself I didn't took it on myself. My friend took it on myself.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
My
even
friend took
better.
it. Okay,
That's
okay.
even better because you can say this photo was taken when
Then
I was not looking. For
then
example.
how? What about to describe? I took it. The second sentences. I took it
Oh, you can
when
change
I
it lah.
actually
You
did. Okay,
can
okay,
change it to my friend took it
okay, okay. Thank you.
when I was in school. So these are just example. So you can change I to he. You can change I to my friend.
Okay,
So up
I
to
got it. I
you.
got it.
Okay,
Okay.
Ken? All right. So I'm going to put you into groups now. Let me just stop sharing
Teacher,
this. Yeah, yeah.
before that,
Mm-hmm.
so we in the group of 3 person.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we explain or present the one photo,
Mm-hmm.
but from 3 of us. Is it?
Yes, yes, correct. So you will be
So
talking about your photo. You're sharing it with your group mates.
that means I need to share my photo.
Yeah, you share your
And my
photo.
friend within our group. It means.
Yes, yes, within your group. And then you will be looking at 3 different photos lah. I mean, you will
Yeah.
be looking at another 2 photos. One you will
Okay.
present your own, and another 2 will be your friends presenting to you.
Oh, that means I have to search for any photo. I don't
Yeah, do
have
you
the
have a
photo yet.
photo? Okay, don't.
Teacher.
Not yet.
Yeah,
So I have
yeah.
to looking for the photo
Teacher, means
first.
that one group we have 3 photos, isn't it?
3 photos.
3 photos to describe,
Three
isn't it?
photo. Meaning one per. You will describe your own photo.
Okay.
So in that group, there will be 3 photos being described.
Okay.
Okay, but you do not have to describe your friend's photo. You
Oh,
only describe yours. Yeah.
actually I thought we have 3 photos, right? then we should only choose one. I thought like that. But actually, we need to present all of
Yes,
those.
because
Okay, okay.
I want everyone to have the chance to speak
Okay, thank you.
and
I got it.
practice. Okay. All right. Why don't I give everyone 2 minutes to look for your favorite photos? Okay. So let's look for our favorite photos. Once we're ready, I will put you into your breakout rooms. Okay. Let me just get ready with the breakout rooms first. So 9 of us, meaning I will have 3 breakout rooms. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, is everybody ready with your photos? Everyone ready?
Yes, teacher, I'm ready.
Okay, what about Hidayah? Are you ready, Hidayah? Hidayah, have you got your photo?
So I need to share screen or
Oh, no, don't
no
worry.
need, no need. Okay.
In your breakout room, I will allow you guys to share screen, so you can
Oh,
do that when you are in your breakout room. Okay?
okay.
Okay. So Rosita, you ready, Rosita?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. What about Faiz? You ready?
Yes, yes, I'm ready. So I need to ask you something, teacher.
Yeah. What is it?
No. I mean, did I already? Never mind,
No.
never mind. I thought I
Okay.
was already in the group.
No, not yet. Okay,
Not yet. Okay,
Shaira,
okay.
you ready, Shaira?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, Hawa, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, Mr. Sharo, are you ready?
Okay, teacher.
All right, and Mrs. Zarudin, have you found your photo?
Okay, I have my photo, not my photo, my friend's photo sent to
Okay,
me
no
from
problem. No problem.
long.
Okay, all
It's
right.
very
So
difficult to find photo.
remember the 7 sentence starters that you are going to use and to describe your photo to your group mates. And you've got about 5 minutes for this activity, okay? So have fun, share the screen. I've allowed everyone to share screen. So any questions, just call me, okay? All right, enjoy everyone. So what are the 5 senses?
Taste, feel,
Yeah, yeah.
looks, smell.
Yes, good. So it's at the top here. Okay. What you can taste. So we use our lips to taste. What you can feel from touch. What you can see from the sight or the eyes. What you can smell, your sense of smell using your nose. And what you can hear, the sound. So 5 senses. Using the 5 senses is one of the best techniques to also improve your descriptions, not only for speaking, but also for writing. So whenever you want to describe something, you can think about the 5 senses. So here you can see a list of descriptive words that show the 5 senses. So for example, sharp here. So for example, let's say you are describing a plant, a cactus, you would use the vocabulary sharp. So here, sharp refers to which sense?
Maybe feels.
Maybe, yeah, you can talk about feel, you can also talk about look. So by looking at the cactus, you know that it is sharp, and if you touch it, you know that it's going to be sharp. Okay, so here let's choose one more. Okay, gentle here. The word gentle, as you can see, can be used to describe, if you look at this picture, you can talk about the sound of the waves, omba. Okay, so the sound of the waves, because It's not during high tide, bukan air pasang. So the waves are gentle. So you can hear the sound of the gentle wave crashing on the ocean bed. So the sound is very gentle. So gentle can refer to sound. It can also refer to the what you feel. You feel the gentle breeze, the gentle air on your skin. So it can either be sound or it can either be how you feel. So these are all vocabulary or words that you can use to describe a photo that shows an ocean or at the sea. So this is another photo of mine, which I took when I went to the seaside. So based on this one photo, you can get 1,000 words just by using the 5 senses. Okay, right. So let's look at an example. There will be an example after this. Before I go to the example, any question about the 5 senses? Anyone has any questions about the 5 senses? Describing using the 5 senses.
Teacher,
Yeah.
do we need to describe a story
Uh,
about where we went to or what?
um, after this, you're going to describe a photo.
Okay.
Maybe you can do that as well, but maybe not tonight because I don't think we've got time to do that tonight. But you will be describing a photo, okay? Right, so let's look at an example. Okay, so looking at the photo again, this photo on the left-hand side here, these are a list of 5 senses that you can get just based on one photo. So I'm going to ask Mr. Sharul to read. Mr. Sharul, could you read for us?
I went to the beach last week.
Mhm.
Okay. When my feet touched the surface of the soft sand, I felt a sense of joy.
Yes, okay, so this is sense of?
Sense of joy.
Yes, but which one? What the 5 senses, out of the 5 senses? So your
Oh,
feet touching the soft sand, you
um,
feel, yes, okay? Because you feel your feet on top of the sand, so it's a feel there. So sense of touch. Right.
sense of
Now,
feels.
continue, Mr. Sharul, number 3.
The sound of the wave crashing on the ocean bed was soothing.
Soothing, yes. So here we talk about
Sound.
sound. So what you can hear, all right? The sound of the ombak, the waves. Okay, number 4, Mr. Sharul.
The smell and taste of salt reminded me of my childhood.
Yeah, so here the smell, the sense of smell, your nose, and the sense of taste, your lips. Okay. So why do I say the smell and taste of salt? Why salt?
Because probably
Sorry?
he or whoever it is,
Uh-huh.
whoever it was,
Uh-huh.
swam inside the
So probably yeah.
was
They
swimming
someone was swimming in the ocean, so the smell and the taste of the water, so it's
yes,
a bit
yes.
salty. And even when you go to the ocean, the air is salty because because of the sand and the water, and when it goes up in the air, even the air feels salty. All right, and finally, Mr. Sharul, number 5.
I saw children picking up seashells along the shore.
Yeah, so this one is your sense of
It looks
sight. Look what you can see. Okay, all right. So these are the 5 senses. Now, for our last activity for tonight, what you'll be doing is you are going to describe these 3 photos and using the 5 senses. Okay, similar to what we've looked at, the example in the previous picture. Okay, so based on this one photo, we have come up with 5 senses to describe all the senses based on only one photo. You are going to do the same thing. You looking at these 3 different pictures in groups. We are going to describe using the 5 senses. Okay, So again, this is a very simple exercise to before we end our class for tonight, or maybe instead of putting you in groups, let's do this together. Okay, together as one whole big group. All right. So now I'm going to give you some time to look at these three pictures. You can choose one picture, and I'm going to give you about 1 minute to think about all the 5 senses you can think of based on one picture of your choice. So looking at these 3 photos, each of you can choose one photo that you want to describe and think about 5 senses that can be used to describe these photos. Okay, so I'm going to give you about 1 to 2 minutes. Choose one photo first, and then think about the 5 senses to describe that photo you've chosen. Okay. So remember 5 senses: sense of touch, sense of taste, sense of hearing, sense of smell, and what you can see, sense of sight. Okay, then we're going to go and discuss this as a group. All right, maybe we can start now. Okay, I'm going to begin with Shahira. Shahira, which photo would you like to describe, Shahira?
The third photo.
The third photo, this one, with the children playing in the water.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, off you go. You can talk about 1 or 2 senses that you like.
The picture on the right hand side tell us a story about our childhood. After looking this photo, how I miss the smell of the rain. The kids was playing with the paper
With the paper boat.
With the water.
Okay, good, Shaira. So you spoke about sense of smell, the smell of rain, and you also talked about sense of sight. You could see the children playing with paper boats. Okay, thank you, Shaira. Now I'm going to ask Fazliana now. Fazliana, which photo would you like to describe?
I think I want to describe the first photo.
The first photo, okay.
Okay. Can I make it like a story?
Yes, can, sure, no problem.
All right. This is the photo of me with my little sister when we were younger. So we looks very enjoy our moments. And ice cream, and it feels very sweet. And it takes that ice cream. It tastes like a chocolate. And we both smells like full of chocolate because we scrub that the ice cream onto our face.
Yes. Okay.
And it sounds very happy for us to be together at an ice cream. I think that's all.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Fazana. So you talked about sense of smell, the smell of chocolate as you smear the ice cream all over each other's faces. And you also spoke about sense of taste, how you could taste the chocolate as you spread it all over your face. Okay, thank you, Fazliana. Now I'm going to ask Mr. Zaruddin. Mr. Zaruddin, which picture would you like to describe?
I think I choose the third picture.
The third picture, okay. So what are the senses you can see?
Okay, last week I went to the park. I saw 3 children playing a paper boat in the rain.
Okay.
I feel very cool at that time, but didn't not feel cool. Maybe because of they are wearing the raincoat.
Yes, okay.
I saw the children with happy and smiling looking at me.
Okay. All right, good. So sense of sight, children looking happy and smiling at you. And you have also talked about sense of touch, feeling cold, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mrs. Zarudin. Right. I am going to go next to Rosita. Rosita, would you like to describe which picture would you like to describe?
Number one.
Number one, okay.
Okay, I saw the children was happy and enjoy with the birthday cake. Okay, the taste of the cake remind me of the cake baked by my mother. The cake that baked by my mother was feel so soft and creamy.
All right, good. So there was sense of taste and also sense of touch because you talk about the texture of the cake, soft and creamy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Rosita. Next one, let's go to Hidayah. Hidayah, which picture would you like to describe?
Picture first.
Picture one, okay.
Okay. The children seems to be having fun while eating the chocolate cupcake.
Okay.
They looks so happy together at the film.
Okay, let's talk about sense of let's talk about sense of hearing. What can you hear from the picture?
They are laughing so much.
They were laughing at the top of their lungs. You can say that.
At the top
of their lungs, meaning really loud.
Oh, at their lungs. All right.
Okay. All right. Good. So you've got sense of hearing, laughing at the top of their lungs, and you also talked about what you saw. They were looking very happy and were playing with each other.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, thanks, Hidayah. Now I'm going to ask Mr. Sharul. Mr. Sharul, which picture would you like to describe?
Teacher, I prefer I choose picture number 2.
Okay, yeah, the first one to choose picture number 2. All right, Mr. Sharul.
So this couple use an aeroplane
yes.
to see the view from the aeroplane.
From the sky.
From the sky. They were jumping from the aeroplane. And they use the parachute, teacher.
Parachute, yes.
Parachute to view the good scenery.
What
So
about sense of feel? What can you feel when you are at the top?
I thought they are very afraid. And when they are jumping from the aeroplane.
Okay, so fear.
Fear.
Okay, so sense of feel, you've got that fear. So how can you describe fear? You can say their heart was beating fast as they were fearful.
Yeah, and also they felt enjoying when they fly using the parachute.
Yeah, when they were flying above.
Above the
Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. Sharul. Right, next, Shahira, have you described any picture?
I have done the picture.
Oh, you've done it. Okay, Fazliana, you've done it as well, right? Have you, Fazliana?
I already.
Okay, all right. I think Hawa has not described it. Hawa, are you around?
Yeah.
Okay, Hawa, which picture, Hawa?
Picture number 1.
Picture number 1, okay.
Okay. From picture number 1, We can look. Two girls look so happy together during the birthday party. They laugh and playing together.
Let's try sense of smell.
Smell. Then uh, uh, one shop. One girl give the smell to the other girl. The cake, the smell of the cake.
The smell of the
Then
cake.
they laugh together.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, so they could smell the cream of the cake. You can say that. They could smell the cream of the cake because they smeared all over their face. Okay, last but not least, Faiz, would you like to choose a picture to describe?
Sure, I choose picture number 2.
Okay, what would
But
you
I'm not.
talk about?
I described about myself went for a skydiving activity yesterday.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so yesterday I went for a skydiving activity alongside my fellow skydiving friends. Um, I also brought a camera with me to record a picture when we were diving, when we were doing the activity, diving activity. Yes. And then teacher, I'm not so sure how to talk about the sense yet.
Okay, let me help you. So focus on sense of touch.
I haven't finished yet. Okay.
Okay.
Because I want to focus the sense of sense of what? I by using I.
Okay, all right. Sense of sight.
Sense of sight, yeah. The moment we jump downward from the helicopter, I can see. So I'm using the sense of sight. See, I can see a lovely couple was enjoying the skydiving activity. And then I also want to talk about sense of hearing.
Okay.
Again, I myself, I can feel and no, I can hear. How to say in English? The type of when when you jump.
The vibration.
The vibration of the sound.
Yes.
I can hear the vibration. The
vibration of the wind.
So the vibration of the wind. I can hear the sound of the vibration of the wind when we did the skydiving activity lah. When we did the skydiving activity.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm not sure how to finish this.
It's okay. As long as you've got to touch on two sense, that will be enough. Two senses. Okay.
I think I got it.
All right. You got it.
Sense of touch by using feet also can, right? Isn't it?
Can, yes.
Okay. The moment we open the parachute.
Parachute.
The moment we open the parachute. And
it's
then
parachute. It's parachute.
The moment we open the parachute, it took us about 5 minutes before we finally landed on the land. On the ground. Sorry. It took 5 minutes. Oh no, 5 minutes is actually so
quick.
Quick. So what about okay lah.
15 minutes.
15 minutes lah. So that we can conclude that we can say that the height is it's very high lah. Okay, the moment it took us about 15 minutes before we finally landed on the ground.
Yes.
And then I can see how to describe about the sense of touch. I can feel my feet. I can feel my feet touch the ground.
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. So everyone, that's the 5 senses. All of you have demonstrated different senses based on one single picture. So that's why we say a picture is worth 1,000 words. by using five senses itself, you can already make so many stories and, create so many feelings just by using these senses to add descriptions to your pictures. Okay. Do you have any other question before we call it a night? Any other question? Okay, let me just stop sharing first. Okay, so let's do a recap. Tonight we've looked at vocabulary to describe photos. You've done a group work, a pair work or a group work, talking about your own photos. And then we've also looked at five senses in ways where we can improve our descriptions ability whenever we're describing a picture. So do you have any question before we call it a night? Does anyone have any questions? So tonight we've looked at the five senses, most importantly, and other vocabulary to describe photos or to describe your experiences. Anyone has a question?
Okay, teacher, thank you very much.
Okay, Cheryl is ready to go to bed already. Okay, if there are no questions, so hopefully after this, whenever you look at photos, whenever you take photos, you will pay more attention to the five senses. And when you are describing, use the five senses as well. Okay? All right then. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Faiz, you wanted to say something? Do you want to say something?
No, teacher. Never
Okay.
mind.
All right. So good night, everyone. I'll see you next week. Yeah, inshallah.
Okay.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
teacher.
Okay. Bye. Have a good week, everyone. Shahira, may you recover quickly from COVID. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.